Al Pitcher, det är komikern som är född i England men uppväxt på Nya Zeeland och bor numera sedan rätt många år i Sverige. Han har skrivit humorböcker och gjort succé på ståuppscenen och turnerat. Och hans grej är att driva med svenskarna om en svenskhet. Och för en tid sedan så träffade jag honom för ett samtal om Al Pitcher själv, om Sverige och om svenskarna.
When I go back to New Zealand, they're like, you're British. And then I went back to Britain and then they go, hello, Crocodile Dundee. You know, they think I speak in this weird Australian kind of twang. And Swedes, they haven't worked me out yet. So I feel more Swedish to not know who I am. I think that's quite a Swedish trait.
So, being a Swede,
yeah,
because you feel like a Swede, what brought you to Sweden?
Love. My wife, I met her in a bar in London. I was working behind the bar and she came in. I didn't know she was my wife at the time, you know, obviously. And she came in and she said, can I have a rum and Coke? And I said, how much Coke would you like with that? And she said something like, you should know that's your job. And I thought, oof, that's that Swedish, wonderful, romantic appeal I've heard about. And yeah, we fell in love. She brought me over here and showed me off the country. Very clever though, she brought me over here in summer. Different country, different people. And yeah, I mean, we were walking on the beach and she said to me, do you like it here? And I said, yeah, but what are these, you know, these winters that I keep on hearing being whispered around? And she was like, Shafton! And then we ended up moving here.
What was your first impression about Sweden when you came here?
I liked the solitude when I first got here. I liked being left alone. I got on the bus, no one would talk to me, and I liked it because I'd lived in London and they were a bit annoying there, you know. Too many people, I had to get out the way of everything. But I came here and nothing seemed to happen. But then after a few months, I was like, can we not just have a little talk? You know, like, can you not move your seat to the window seat and let me sit down, you know? But I've come to realize that the Swedes, once you get to know a Swede, they'll be there forever.
Being a comedian, why is it so funny to make jokes about Swedes?
I think because Swedes don't realize how funny they actually are. I think in their own world. And I think it's always funnier when someone from the outside comes in and puts up this mirror and says, hey, you guys, you put those blue bags on your shoes, you know, when you do that in the dargies and that, and then you let someone walk out with them on. For you guys, that's kind of like, yeah. I mean, that's the best laughter you can get, is the sense of acknowledgement of seeing themselves in the joke, you know? Once you see, you go, oh, we do that. I mean, I used to hate that. I used to think, you know, I don't want to be that kind of comedian that's reminding people. But now when I'm on stage and I talk about like the birthday song or the Jag glömde påse, I can see a Swede just like going, that's, you know, that's you. And it's brilliant. It really, it makes the joke even more. I mean, comedy's always like that. It's that exaggerated form of your life, you know.
What do you think about the weather today?
Well, it's non-suit weather. If
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. You know, this is about as fashionable as I get. I like to look cool. Obviously, it's the warmest. I think it's the hottest summer we've ever had. Is it? Do you know?
Probably not.
Probably not. Very, very Swedish attitude. No, it rained last night. Yeah, I mean...
It could be better.
But it's great though, isn't it? There's a point in the summer, like when Swedes are like, it's only May, it shouldn't be as warm as this. And then there's always that point when when it gets to that point, they're like, it's too warm now. It's actually too warm. And I can't, it happens every time. I think, and then in July, it'll rain once and Swedes will be like, oh, fy fan, summer's over. You know, you give up so easily. It amazes me.
Being a non-integrated Swede, could I say that?
I think I'm more integrated than you know.
I guess you have opinions
yes,
about the way we dress during summer. Which do we have any do's and don'ts?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is what I think you should. Now, I've come here and I've seen people on the beach do wear a t-shirt in the water. I'm all right with that. You know, men wearing t-shirts covering themselves, absolutely fine. Don't not wear a t-shirt in the supermarket. No need for it. Don't buy your cashew nuts with no shirt on. It just, no one's going, oh, look at those man boobs. No, don't do it, right? I think don't wear a mankini. That is Swedish. I've seen that too many times and it's haunted me. Do wear Speedos. I'm all right with Speedos. Speedos provide humour, provide happiness. If you saw a pair of Speedos per day, your life will adds a day to your life. Okay.
What do you say about this?
I think do wear these. You know, if you're balanced enough, that's fine. Do wear them in the winter. I don't know why. It doesn't keep your ears cold. Don't be wearing them now. You know. Now, this is one of my biggest gripes. Don't wear a bloody bandana. Fy fan. I mean, like basically, when these came out, right? I don't think you do it quite like that, but when these came out, it was like Guns N' Roses for me, and nobody. See, what do you think of this? Exactly, a muted response from the Swedes. When Axl Rose wore these for Guns N' Roses, everyone kind of went, okay, and you should have stopped there. I think even pirates were ashamed of bandanas, so no bandanas. Fy fan.
Al Pitcher, jag förstår ingenting. Jag tyckte det var jättesnyggt och jättepraktiskt, eller hur Caroline?
Jättesnyggt.
Ja. Jo.